Hey guys, what's up? This is the Agent Ducky back here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. Some pros, some cons, but why in the end I think it is a brilliant controller to buy, even at that hefty price point of £150 in the UK and something like $180 in the US, which is actually $110 more than a standard Xbox wireless controller. Why should this be more money? Why should you spend more money on this and not just a standard controller? And actually I can confirm all of these reasons. You can do your research online, you can see other reviews, but I have recently got the controller in my hands and I have it right here with me, so I will be able to tell you that I can confirm and verify all of these points. Number one, it has an extremely high build quality. The premium feel is just amazing when you're gaming on Fortnite or Minecraft. It feels really well built. The rubberized grips don't come off, unlike the Xbox Elite Series 1, and the weight is good. It fits perfectly in my hand, and if you look at other reviewers, it fits perfectly in theirs too. I'm a kid and it still really adapts to my hand, but even in adult's hand it fits completely fine. You can do your research online, but lots of other reviewers say that as well. Number two, it has a 40-hour battery. That is a long time. That's more than a day. So you could be gaming for like a day and a half. Like more than a day and a half actually. What is the math? Like a day and a half plus 4 extra hours, and it still wouldn't run out until a bit later. People say 40 hours is the minimum. It's actually been over that for a lot of people. So don't expect to be charging this every 2 seconds, unlike some other wireless controllers out there. And it actually has an internal battery. So with most Xbox controllers, you put your AA batteries in and that's the end. And because we normally use Kodak, like the £1 battery from Poundland or whatever, they are not long lasting. They're just easy to buy. We find them around the house, and that's why your Xbox controller, you plug it in and 2 seconds later it says low battery. This is not the case here. You don't need any extra batteries. All you need is the wire that comes included and you are set to go. The USB-C charging is also fast, and that makes it really good to use because a lot of people also do have USB-C already for their phones. Samsung uses it. I know the Nintendo Switch Pro controller also uses it, and that was in 2019 as well. So yeah, it is definitely moving towards the future, unlike the Xbox Elite Series 1, which still uses micro USB. Number 3, it has Bluetooth for Windows and phones and other devices that use Bluetooth. So for example, if you don't feel like playing wired, although I will say the cable included is really long, if you don't feel like playing wired, then most laptops and computers, if you haven't built yours, will come with a Bluetooth pre-installed, and you can just follow the instructions included, it'll sync and it'll connect, so that's really useful. You can also connect with your USB-C cable. I have that on my computer because it helps reduce latency and it's just a lot better. You don't have to just keep on charging it and stuff. Again, the charging does last for a really long time, but I just like knowing that I don't have to charge it, just plug and play. And it also connects to Xbox Wireless, so your Xbox One consoles don't have Bluetooth, so it just connects the same way that any other controller does. So it's got 3 connecting options, which is really useful. Number 4, it has so many different personalization options, so you can have your custom joysticks. So you take the joysticks out and put the one of the 6 included, I think it's 6 included. So you can just put one of any of those onto any of the left or right joysticks, and boom, it's just magnetized, it snaps on. So you've got a dome joystick, you've got a taller one for, you know, shooter games and stuff, you've got shorter ones, you've got rubberized ones. So it's really cool. I mean, the amount of different ways that you can customize your controller. It also has hair trigger lock, so you can decide how far you want the trigger to go down. The top option is a bit clunky, I will say, but the bottom option is so smooth, and the middle option is also pretty good to use. It's got a swappable D-pad, which is really useful, so one has the buttons all around and it goes diagonally as well. and the other one does actually have just the 4 different sides: north, east, south, and west. And it also has 4 swappable paddles, so you can take off the paddles and put on, if you want the longer paddles to be on top of, or if you want them to be on the bottom. So you just snap them on. If your friend comes over and you've only got one controller, but he doesn't like to play, or she doesn't like to play with the paddles, it's pretty easy. Just take them off. You don't have to get another controller, and you can literally take them off and put it back on in under 2 seconds. I've tried it. It is really useful. And number 5, it's got 3 profiles for gaming. So with all of these customizable options, you can do it all in the Xbox accessories app. So on Xbox or PC, you can choose your dead zones for your triggers, your sensitivity curve for your sticks, your left and right sticks. And then you can also do so many different things. You can remap the paddles, remap every single button. You can even make one of the buttons a shift key, which is, again, really good to know. So you can do all that, but it's only one of the profiles. So you can do that 3 different times for 3 different games or 3 different types of gaming. I'll give you an example. For Fortnite, I used to use just one controller and map it with default settings, but I have 3 different ways I want to remap it. One is my defensive play, where I can use the paddles for map and view and picking up and stuff. 2 is my aggressive play, where I can use my paddles for stuff like the shift key. I can use it for bumpers and different like triggers for switching weapons and resetting my builds and stuff. And number 3 is my extreme play. There I have my dead zone set to 1, so I can instant fire. It basically gives me aimbot without actually doing anything illegal. And that I find really useful, because it will basically give you a competitive advantage. So what you're doing here is that you could just remap the paddles to really help you in the game. So you can remap the paddles to shoot or change weapons quickly or do whatever you want. There's so many different options in the Xbox accessories app, and you can set the dead zones to 0. I've set my my sticks, the sensitivity curve, to instant, so it'll instantly turn and then it'll just stop, because that's how the curve works. So yeah, that's actually really useful. So I can just swap between them. So if I get sniped, I quickly switch to aggressive play or defensive or something, and again, that is really useful. Now unfortunately, while it does have so many features, £150 for a controller. I could just buy one of these £60 controllers, right? You know, Xbox hand them out. Well, yes, you can. I'll tell you the things you're missing out on. You're missing out on the 4 paddles at the back. You cannot customize your hair trigger locks. You're also missing out on all the swappable joysticks and D-pad. And if you try to manually remove those and insert a new one, don't expect your controller to work the next time you turn it on. I mean, unless you're a certified professional. And then you're also missing out on a lot of other things: profiles, reswappable paddles. I think I've already said that. Internal battery. These controllers don't last for very long unless you buy some expensive batteries. And actually, sorry for the noises at the back. So yeah, you're going to be missing out on a lot, and I will tell you, I have 2 of these Xbox normal wireless controllers, and I have a wired Afterglow PDP one. It's really good, the PDP one. Normal ones are, I guess, okay, they're not that bad. But yeah, I mean, there is quite a lot you're missing out on. And once I actually did have the Elite controller, after trying out all these different regular controllers, even the Afterglow PDP wired one, I will say you'll be missing out on a lot. So £150, you could buy like an Xbox and a half with that. Xbox Ones, they're still up to date. You can still play all the shooter games at 60 FPS. Graphics won't be the best, but they're almost as good as your Xbox One X, or you'll get the same FPS as like a PS4 Pro and stuff. So it's pretty high performance. and you can actually buy those for £100. So this is like an Xbox One and a half. It's more expensive, but I would say, especially if you're PC gaming, or if you already have a really powerful console like your Xbox Series X or a really powerful PC, then I would definitely say to buy it. Please do leave a like, subscribe and smash the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.